Hey guys, welcome back to episode 8, the final episode of the Crib Podcast, this first season series. Not sure if it's going to be re-uploaded, but we will see. Today I'm joined by a guest that probably knows me better than anyone in the entire world. My brother, Michael Lynn. Welcome, Mike. As you can tell, usually my podcasts are via Zoom, but since we live in the same household, there's no need to do Zoom, so we are joined here in person via our home living room / gym. Mike, it's good to have you on.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I just want to say I'm very grateful to be on this podcast. All of you have done a great job supporting him in his podcast journey, so I would like to put that out there. And our little gym, which is currently very warm in here, so might get a little moist in here.
It's a good 90 degrees in this room right now. I am sweating bullets right now. We each have our iced down beverages. Yeah, today was it was like a year since I'd gone down to Disneyland.
That's cute.
And all the memories were on my phone, and I'm just seeing all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that was kind of interesting to think about.
So I don't know because I wasn't there when you went, but how was it? Because I feel like my experience is totally different than yours.
All right, I like this already. So anyway, first of all, I would say, you go first because ours was different than yours. So you go first.
So mine was pretty ass because we were playing the NCS playoffs and we lost to College Park, and to be honest, nobody was really that mad. We all wanted to lose anyways. I know I sound like a horrible person, but yeah, it just wasn't about continuing on the season because we would have had to come back the next or 2 days later from Disneyland. Would have had to play that day, so I was not trying to do that. It was cool. A lot of people. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hung out with a few people.
Well, when did you leave? That was a big difference because what time did your bus leave at?
Well, so we were supposed to get there at 4 o'clock, but then it took us,
AM or PM? To the school or
AM? Yeah, whatever it is overnight. Yeah, AM. But yeah, so we got there and then we ended up just farting around for a cool 2 hours because we had to check everybody's bags, we had to get in everybody's lines. So we ended up not leaving until 6 o'clock, which was pretty damn bad because everyone's tired.
That's what they messed up.
And the bus ride there wasn't bad. I did feel bad for one bus because someone got sick and they got stalled up for a few hours. So that bus didn't end up coming until 6 that night.
6 p.m. And remind you guys that the bus departs from Disneyland back to Northern California at 2 a.m.
Something like that. Yeah, as long as you don't hit traffic.
Yeah, and there's a certain time, you have only X amount of hours to go in there and do whatever, but once that time comes, you got to be on the bus and they're taking off, or otherwise you're gonna get a fine.
Yeah, we could have left a few people behind.
I feel that. Definitely. My bus, when we were leaving, we were supposed to leave at 2, right? We didn't end up leaving till damn near 3 because I'm not gonna mention. Well, you know who it is.
Miss Hall can't get it together, man.
Miss Ha? No, it's not Miss Ha.
Who is it, man?
No, Gabe Parrish. Gabe Parrish was about an hour late. Walked on the bus, and yeah, so we were the last bus.
You know what? He has enough street cred to where if anyone can be a little late, you can be a little late.
And just a disclaimer: I have nothing wrong with Gabe Parrish.
Oh, I have everything wrong. He snitched on me. He snitched on me. I'm cheating on a test in math at the time.
Great kid. Seemed like he had it going, but yeah, he was late, made us late, and we didn't end up leaving the park till about 3. We were the last bus to get back home. Got home about 8 a.m. So mine was different because obviously they learned from error analysis from your trip, and instead we left a little earlier because we had to get to school around 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. and get in our lines, check our bags, get on the bus. We all got on the bus around midnight, and then we left Livermore to Anaheim, and we got there about 8 a.m. in the morning. So that already gave us probably 4 or 5 more hours than you guys did, which was which was nice. And but how was your experience in the park? With all the travel BS aside, you're in the park with your buddies. How was that?
I mean, it was fun. It's one of those where it's such a big park that, you know, like, it's hard to communicate with other people, like, to meet up and stuff like that, and the lines are so damn long. I mean, so, like, obviously, we spent a lot of our youth in Oakdale, and so a lot of Oakdale so happened to go the same time we did, so I saw a lot of people who I went to middle school with. Some I liked, a lot of them I didn't like. It was very awkward because we'd be on rides and, like, you knew who the Oakdale people were because they had these stupid ass t-shirts that said Oakdale Grad Night or whatever. And I don't know, like, we'd be on these rides and, like, you knew they all knew who I was, but I didn't really know who they were, or, like, I didn't really want to say anything to them, so it was, like, really awkward. And I mean, there were a few people who I remember, you know, who, like, I played baseball with, but, you know, for the most part, I really didn't like a lot of people there, so I'm sorry if I offend you out there, but I don't like you.
Well, I mean, again, another difference from Marshall was, you know, Oakdale, because, you know, I lived in Oakdale too. I had some buddies. They told me that that they, you know, went to Disneyland a week before us, so we didn't see them. But man, that really sucks if we have to wear like one of those.
One of my friends like actually took off his shirt because he was like, "This is stupid," and it's like, what are they gonna do if you take it off? Like, Granada knew damn well no one's wearing those shirts, so
it kind of is just like ridiculous.
I mean, I get it because you want to know who they are,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta be able to trust the kids, and unfortunately, I don't trust a lot of people from Oakdale, so I don't blame the administration for doing that.
Jeez, taking shots early, for sure. But I know like everything at Disneyland is freaking just crazy expensive. Did you buy anything? I know you didn't buy any souvenirs, but like food wise,
I bought a clam chowder bowl and a Ghirardelli sundae. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was expensive as hell. The clam chowder bowl was like $18 or something like that. Yeah. It was a bread bowl. It was pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I had it. The Ghirardelli sundae was actually very good. 10 out of 10, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so that really suited it for the night. A nice little 700 calorie sundae. So
yeah. Did you keep track of it, or just like whatever?
No, I didn't
burn some calories.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's Disneyland.
Well, what I did for food is for some reason my buddies wanted to eat at freaking Pizza Planet, the Toy Story movie. You know, like the restaurant's called Pizza Planet.
Okay.
It was, you know, by, you know, for those of you that have been to Disneyland, obviously it's by what is that? Space Mountain. So I didn't want to pay money to eat pizza because, you know, the pizza is literally like it's like the quality of like Pizza Hut. It's good, but
it's like it's Disneyland.
It's
like you
price.
shouldn't be paying for. You shouldn't be buying Pizza Hut quality pizza at Disneyland.
Exactly. And
it's like I would have just gone to the Pizza Hut if I wanted Pizza Hut pizza.
Exactly. And I mean, the other thing that really sucked was that each slice cost about $8.
Right.
And it's like, I'm hungry, right? My group's eating here. I'm not gonna go out and like go try and find something else. Like, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. Grab 2 slices. You know, total of about $17, $18. Really big L on that.
Everything at Disneyland's overpriced.
Didn't even fill me up.
Like, I mean, the souvenirs, like, it's cool, but it's like like $20 for like a shitty like Disneyland Mickey Mouse shirt. It's like, what gives? Like, this shirt better be like get me laid or something like that. Like, this is so like $20. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
the prices are
like, what an absolute like. I don't get it. I mean, I understand supply and demand, but I don't know. You can always just order a Mickey Mouse T-shirt when you come home.
I
At
get
the same
it.
price and maybe better quality.
Yeah, I get the souvenirs. I get the T-shirts. I get the ears. Whatever. That's great.
Oh, dude, the ears are like $50.
Yeah, those ears are ridiculously expensive, but I get it. It's for Instagram. It's for, you know, it's for your Visco. I understand, you know, your photography, but I get the souvenirs, but the food is just ridiculous. I mean, and then later on in the day, I was freaking starving again because obviously 2 pieces of pizza isn't gonna last you a day when you're walking everywhere, and you know it's hot. It's like, you know, almost, you know, 90 degrees up there, down there. So it's like I went to go get some chicken tenders and French fries. Much rather have eaten that instead of the pizza. and it was, I mean, it still was like $10, $10, $12, but
compared to everything else.
That
then
was
again,
much
you
more.
do get what you pay for. Like I remember, I got the chicken fingers and French fries. I'm not a big fan of chicken fingers, but you know what? I was like, it's cheap.
yeah. Just something I had to throw.
I don't know. That really screwed something up in my digestive system. So I was definitely not myself for the last third of the night because of that.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, last thing about Disneyland, obviously, like, if you go to grad night, they usually have, like, kind of this, like, rave thing going on.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah,
DJ.
the DJ.
There's,
They
you
got,
know,
like, the
groups.
dudes.
Yeah,
it's in the Cars place.
Cars Place, and then there's one in front by...
That's right, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So there's, like, two different stages. So it's kind of cool. Everyone's kind of vibing and stuff. Did you go to any of that?
No.
You didn't go to any of that?
Because I was in line for Guardians of the Galaxy, so burned a lot of time. Once I got Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, I'm not going into here. So then I was like, why would I spend that much time to listen to music and be around greasy little fart faces when I could just wait in line for Cars? And you know, like, Cars was dope. It was worth the wait.
10 out of 10.
What was it? Guardians of the Galaxy was sick. Definitely worth the wait. Hour and a half wait for both of them, but hey, I mean, it was a damn good 40 seconds for however long we were on that ride for.
I mean, at least, well, I went to the dance.
Okay.
Stuff, dude.
What was that like?
It was cool. It was cool. At first I didn't want to go, but like all my buddies went, so I was just like, you know what, screw it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't go, man. Like, there was like, I don't know. I mean, like, I saw like a bunch of like Modesto kids throwing it back, and I was like, see, like, I don't even want to throw like be in there with like kids from my school. So it's like, you know, Modesto kids who are like, you know, again, no offense, it's like, no.
Yeah.
You're bound to catch something.
Yeah, I hear you. But I went. All right. There was an incident. My close friends know there was an incident. I don't know if I've told you this. I'm
You
pretty
got
sure.
in a fight?
Yeah, I told you.
Really?
That. Yeah. Okay. So let me break it down before everyone starts being
Please
like,
do.
oh, no way.
Please.
Okay. Listen. So I'm, you know, in the middle. My buddies, we're having a good time. You know, we're both, you know, when you're even at dances too, raves, girls start coming up on you and start, you know.
Well, of course. I mean,
Running up on you.
it's a known factor from the
Because if you're just in the middle, just doing there, like, you're a waste of space. Get out of the middle. Just
you don't just want to get a body taken.
yeah, because everyone's trying to catch, you know, bodies right now. So I'm obviously I'm at work doing my thing, and these kids from Arizona start bashing into me. They're just like, they're turning this little rave thing, you know, everyone's enjoying the vibe, and then they just start turning this thing into a damn mosh pit. So kids are starting pushing them around. Shit, you know, pisses me off because like I knock into like someone else, and then I kind of push back at this kid, this little white kid. He's like half my size, $150. You know, I'm like pushing him back, and he kind of pushes me back, and then I don't know why out of nowhere I just shoved him out of the way, and then him and his buddies, you know, they're like, oh, what the hell, and then like his girl's like, oh, fuck you or whatever, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, holy shit. And then my boys come in there and like kind of get me out of there, and then they're also like kind of backing him out. But then later, you know, like I left the rave after that, and then like a couple of his buddies came up to me and like, yeah, we're sorry, man, I didn't mean to do that. I was like, dude, no, I'm sorry, let's just leave.
Oh, that's cute. You guys kissing me.
It was weird.
Nice.
Okay? It was probably one of the weirdest situations.
That's a happy ending.
Because, dude, look, I was freaking like kind of scared out of my mind because like if someone saw me, they're gonna kick my ass out. I don't know, dude.
You have to throw a punch. You push somebody around, you're not getting kicked out.
I don't know, but you know, the little premature kid in me was like, oh, I don't want to get kicked out and stuff. So we left, and then that was kind of the end of that trip. That was something interesting that happened that, you know, many of you may not have known. I basically, you know, shoved a kid at Disneyland. So.
Well, you know what? Worse things have happened at Disneyland. Let's just say that.
Anyway, that was high school. Now we're both in college. How did you think of having school basically on Zoom every day? How did you kind of feel about that?
I mean, it's good and bad parts. The good part was that you don't have to deal with the dumb kids in the class physically, but the bad part was that you had to deal with them online. So if I didn't think you'd get any dorkier than in class, having to listen to them breathe into their microphone and make little dad jokes, which absolutely blow my mind and freaking make me want to throw my computer against the wall, was happening. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not ideal. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the good grade. I mean, I definitely would not have the grades I have right now if it wasn't for going online this past semester, but I don't know. I feel like I can't do it for another year. One semester is fine. I'll tough it out for one semester. Not doing it for another year. No way.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But I mean, I remember you had you had a couple encounters where like, I don't know, there's some annoying ass kids in your class.
Where
You're just like, I'm just in here minding my own business, playing COD or whatever, Fortnite, whatever. And I just hear this dude just slamming shit on the desk. He's like yelling. I'm like, what is going on at this 6 p.m. to 8, to 7:30 accounting class at night?
It is so rough, man, because everyone's on edge. We don't want to be there. I'm sitting there with no pants on in a shirt. I don't care. I just want to get this lecture done. Stupid questions like, are we going to finish this class out till 9 or 8 o'clock, however long it went to? I don't know. That's kind of what we signed up for. That's what we do every time. So, I don't know. Stupid stuff like that. Dumb stuff. Again, if you don't have anything insightful to say, please don't answer it. Yeah. I don't care. Nobody cares. Professor doesn't care. You're making the fool of yourself. So, I don't know. I wish I could be there in person and tell them and say, hey, don't be that guy. But unfortunately, hey, what do I know?
Yeah, there you definitely get to see a lot of the tryhards in the class, whereas opposed to being, in just a regular lecture. But obviously online, everyone's, kind of turning their mics on at different times.
Yeah, everyone all of a sudden is confident in front of a computer screen. Yeah. But when you come into class, you shrivel up like a little shrimp. Yeah. And just have no idea, like, do I ask him this question? Yeah. But then all of a sudden you're like, just rambling online. It's like, that's unfortunately what today brings. Yeah. Online presence is bigger than physical presence.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of shrimpy kids in my classes, or there were a lot of shrimps in my classes, and then obviously when we moved online, we, all these kids all of a sudden, start asking a bunch of unnecessary questions, like really, you don't need to ask.
And like, I understand if it's about the material, I understand that, but don't ask our professor midway through, hey, what Netflix show are you watching? Because guess what? Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like, no, don't do this. I'm not having it. It's 9 o'clock. I want to go to bed. I want to go take a shower. It's not ideal time. Not an ideal time.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like towards the end of the semester, I started getting fed up with not only my teacher and not only the kids in my class, but like just kind of like everything about online school, like just started pissing me off.
Yeah.
Not only like my math teacher, kind of crammed, the last 3 exams into like 3 weeks. And then all these kids are just having so many questions because they didn't listen, or 2, they don't show up. So that's kind of on you. But again, just the stupidity of some of these questions, like maybe, I don't know, right after the teacher explains exactly what to do, you ask, hey, what do you do on this? So stuff like that, really, really kind of irritating. But now that it's over, I kind of have, some time off. I know you have this entire summer off, basically. Whatever's new. If you wanted to work or anything. But let's go to your past job. What was your past job?
So my first official job was, I got the summer I was out of high school. So I was working at the outlets, and it was nice. Met some cool people, met some dumb people, but the good ones stood out. It was a decent job.
What store did you work at?
I worked at Under Armour. It was a sporting clothing line for those who don't know. But did that. Probably don't want to do it again. But I don't like dealing with all the tourists, people who don't know how to speak English. I'm sorry. I know that sounds really bad.
Yeah, I hear you.
I have little patience when it comes.
Can you kind of talk to us about some things that really pissed you off at work? Because I mean, believe me, you have came home and have spoken about this to our entire family at dinner. So can you kind of review some of those for us?
So I mean, it was again, I liked a lot of people there, but I also didn't like a lot of people there. So there were the few that stood out who I just just wanted to throw through a brick wall. But I'm not gonna name names, but I mean that annoyed me. It annoyed me, having to deal with customers because they're idiots, and I now have a better understanding. So now when I go into another store, I tend to be a little more patient with the people who I'm dealing with, because you know what, I understand. If you're making minimum wage, you don't want to be here, and guess what? Neither do I. I'm spending money. I don't like it. I might be getting a product that I like now. Probably don't like it next week. But
do you think maybe a lot of this is just because you work in retail? I mean, retail's not the easiest job.
No.
It's not. I mean, it could be easy, but it's not always easy to do that job, with the same. I don't want to say.
Yeah, no, because you can come out of the gate, stay, the first month and be like on fire. Employee of the month, communicating with everybody, picking up shifts. You're like the man, but you know what? Like 6 months to a year goes by, and you're like, man, fuck this place.
I just remember when he first started, he made sure he worked as many days as he could.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is when you first get.
You gotta get the the bag when you first start out, but after a while it's like, how much am I willing?
Yeah, you want to get your fix. He's working he's picking up shifts. He's like, oh yeah, I could work it. Yeah, he's working holidays, and then towards the end, when he left, he's just like, F this. I'm just gonna call out sick, and it's Sunday. When the Cowboys are playing on Sunday night.
Yeah, man, I had so much sick time hours. I wasn't even sick most of the time. I just would be like, I'm not feeling too good. I got strep throat, blah blah. Like, oh yeah. It's like it's not sick enough to where I need the doctor's note, so they have no way of proving it. After a while, I know what I'm worth. After a while, the money just didn't really do it for me, so that's when I left, and I ended up being like a TA at Dublin High School. I didn't get paid, but it looked really good on my resumes because I got great letters of recommendation, and it also looks good because it's unique, because you're dealing with like actual kids at like an actual high school rather than you're doing like an independent study tutor or anything. But that was cool. That was a great experience. So yeah, I did that all the way up until the coronavirus happened. But when it happened, I mean, I was happy because I would grade papers, do all the stuff to help the teacher out, and if there was nothing there for me to do, she would just allow me just to do my homework for class, and then I would have class that afternoon, and I'd just go from there. So that was always nice.
Nice, for sure. And I know this, the teacher that you're TAing for is Miss Story, right? She's a teacher at Granada. Shout out to her for kind of giving this guy something to do, but I feel like it's just good to have on your resume, not only because you work with, you're obviously socializing, and like teaching someone something, but not only just some random person, it's a kid, whether they get it or not, it's that stuff's valuable, working with youth and stuff. So
not even gonna lie, like those are some smart kids over there. So I mean,
I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, they're smarter than I am, so my hat's off to them. Those are some smart ass kids.
Definitely. And the fact that you're doing it for no money and you enjoy it even more is, also very nice.
Yeah, so I would never do it as a profession, but it's nice to do it every now and then. So.
Yeah. It's pretty nice every now and then.
What?
Fast food. It is. I know you're not really big on fast food right now because you got your little
I don't know. I just don't really eat fast food. It's nothing against it. That's just not me. So
I just remember as kids we would, mom would hook it up and we'd get some
dude,
fast
we
food.
go to Pound Town.
Oh yes, we would. Yes, we would.
Yeah, it's just after a while, for me, what really did it was I was making money at a shitty job, and then I would end up putting back that money into a fast food restaurant, which didn't really help me out. And yeah, cheeseburger tastes good every now and then, but when you're making $12.50 at a shitty job, it doesn't really do it for you. So I wasn't about that. So mainly for me, it wasn't really a health reason. It was just one, I don't want to. It's more time I gotta spend outside because I gotta go get the food. Two, I feel like I hate giving money. Period. Like donate shit. I know I sound like a bad person, but I'm very stingy about money. And yeah, so that's the whole reason the fast food thing. I don't spend money on food unless I really have to.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, I love fast food. I still eat it.
Nothing against that.
I don't eat it all the time, obviously, but I still eat it. My pops is too lazy to cook. Or make a pit stop at Wendy's or whatever it may be. I'm gonna eat it. It's fast food. It's good. I know there's a big knock. I'm like, oh yeah, eating fast food is like, pretty crappy for your diet or whatever. Obviously, people have many, speculations on it, but just fast food had a lot of they have a lot of great options and stuff. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I don't know, just random cravings and stuff, especially McDonald's chicken nuggets, those things, freaking bomb.
To have it, man. I mean, you can't go cold turkey without it.
I could eat like 40 of those little things.
Those things are easy to eat. I'll admit it. I feel like shit afterwards, but
even like the $1.
I was just gonna say like the food when you eat it tastes pretty damn good, but I mean like the hole it puts in your budget when you're doing it 3-4 times a week. I mean, it's just not ideal. And for me, I don't make jack shit, so I need all the money I can. So that was the big reason for me.
Yeah, I just remember like there'd be I just remember like this guy would like it's like I don't know, maybe a Wednesday or a Friday night, and you're like, all right, I'm working on Friday. I don't know if you work Fridays, but just using it as
I used to work Fridays, but
yeah.
that was back when I had a shit to give. So
yeah, so it's like Friday night, right? He's like, and I just remember like it's before dinner time. Mike always text me. He's like, hey, what's for dinner? And if he didn't like it, he's just like, all right, tell mom and dad I already ate at a buddy's house, and I'll be back at like 10:30. And I'm like, okay, cool. But if it's something good he likes to eat, like steak, salmon, anything like that, chicken, he's home by 8 o'clock and we're ready to eat. But what you would do is you make a little pit stop at In-N-Out.
Guilty as charged.
What was your like go-to?
You just get the burger, man.
Just
for the fries I could get, but just get the burger.
Yeah.
It's just something about that burger just going down your throat, which sounds very sexual, but not in a bad way. Yeah,
definitely.
I punished those burgers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know like fast food kind of like gives me a lot of memories back to when we played travel baseball, and we both played for the same travel ball organization.
Yeah.
We were different age groups, obviously, because he's older. But one thing I remember about travel baseball was the travel tournament memories.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we went to like Reno, Los Angeles, I think those were the only two we went to, and then I went to Kansas City one time to go play a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But what I remember is just like mom and dad were always cool about getting us our own room because obviously we're a family of 5.
Yeah,
we need our space. Yeah, so our room would always kind of be like,
the hub.
Yeah, the hub. Like literally both, different players from like both of our teams would like come in and hang out in there. If you guys know Colin Dixon, he was obviously nice enough to put his PS4 in our room, so it was kind of nice to have kind of a place because everyone else, they're bunked up with their mom and their dad and stuff. So
yeah, I'm not going in there with their moms. I'll be as much stuff I'm not doing it.
Yeah, totally. So like I just remember like let's just kind of think back, and can you kind of tell me like kind of what was like kind of give me a story about like a travel tournament that kind of just sums it all up for you.
I mean, we obviously had restrictions on who we wanted in the room. It's gonna come off kind of mean, but it got to a point where we were picking and choosing who we wanted.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Couple interesting players on our team, characters. Cool guys to talk to when you're playing, but you're not like they're not the kind of people you want to hang out with afterwards, just because whether it be they're weird or stuff like that. I know it sounds mean again, but I'm a horrible person and I don't regret it. But it got to a point where like kids were like sitting outside of our room, and it looked horrible. But yeah, I mean, we had a policy on who was coming in and who was coming out. I mean,
house rules.
I mean, we just didn't want anybody coming in. We had neighbors down the hallway. We didn't want to bother them, and we knew how weird things could get if they found a way to get into our room, and just interesting characters like that. I would say one of the funniest memories was back when I was 16. Our 16U team was staying in the same hotel as our 18U team. I believe you guys were there too, and our 18U team was total trash. Like they sucked so hard. And I remember I was walking by with some of my buddies, and we stopped by because I knew some of the players, and I stopped by their room, and I saw they were getting fucking hammered, like shit-faced hammered. And then I was like, yo, don't you guys have like an 8 o'clock game because they suck so bad? So they were always the 8 o'clock game, and I was like, man, good luck to you guys. And they were
That's not ending.
It continued till like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then they ended up getting no hit the next day, and nobody thought they were drunk. I mean, they because it was normal. They sucked that bad that they would get no hit. But one of the smartest dudes, I remember one of the smartest dudes on the team. He's actually at USC. He's a computer tech guy, hella smart.
Really?
And he threw up right before the game, and right away everyone was like, shit. And the coach was like, God damn it, because our coach knew when someone was hungover, and the kid couldn't handle. So I mean, that was a bad look.
Oh my god.
That was probably one that summed it up.
Definitely. I have a couple stories. I also before I share mine, can you kind of talk about our good buddy Will came down for a tournament, and a lot of he was a catcher. I think he still plays. Catcher, pitcher. He's one of his buddies, and he hugs. So like he goes down there with you guys. I think it was our second time down there. He's ready to freaking catch and and pitch. But what happened? You guys went to go play basketball. I'm gonna let you take it from there.
I mean, simple as that. We played basketball. A couple ankles got broken, and he twisted his ankle. So it was pretty gruesome. I mean, he had bad ankles to start with, so I mean, basketball probably wasn't the smartest idea. The worst one was we didn't know how to tell our coach, because our coach really, because we were so injury prone, our coach didn't want to hear that he was by far one of our better players, and
he looked like he was 25. Let's just say that, and he was 18 at the time.
It's unfortunately an accident. Twisted his ankle. We had to tape that thing up pretty big and pretty hard. So that was he ended up not being able to pitch or catch that tournament. So I mean, he still hit well, but that was, and we had to call him, and we were like, hey coach, Will twisted his ankle. He had bad ankles to start with. He said he hurt it in the game, and then our coach goes, I don't remember you hobbling, and then he goes, yeah, I just got sore afterwards, and our coach just goes,
shit.
Okay. And he hung up and related.
Dude, the funniest part for me, I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, obviously, because
it was pretty damn funny.
Dude's hurt, but
it was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so I come home from my game, right? And I come home from my game. I expect everything's gonna be fine, because he was staying in our room at the time. It was Mike, myself, and then Will. I come into the room, I drop my bag, and I see Will on the bed with an ankle that literally looks like he's wearing like a boot. And all 80 of you guys are around there. I think Manny was like taping it or something.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, like, I need more tape and stuff. And then I just walk in, I'm just like, what the hell happened? And it's like, yeah, he fucking twisted his ankle like shit.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Oh my god. Yeah. That was, everyone just, that was a good story. But and then another one I, kind of found cool was, obviously, you're kind of around your team a lot, obviously staying in the same hotel, so, eat your meals together and stuff. You know, you kind of hang out. You have, you know, a lot of off the field time with them. I just remember a bunch of your teammates were over one night, and it's like I had an 8 o'clock game the next morning, but instead we stayed up to like 2 a.m. We had like a 2-day tournament. I think that was the same tournament, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, baseball in general was a lot of fun, especially travel baseball.
Yeah, it was fun. Games at 8 o'clock in the 100-degree weather were not ideal, but
Yeah.
looking back at it, it was a good experience.
Definitely. I just feel like it's funny that, you know, you look back at them now and it's just like, oh, you know, this was so much fun. And then, you know, when it was, you know, and when it ended, you know, we didn't really know. And then, you know, once we knew, it kind of just.
It is what it is. Whatever. Baseball's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's fun while it
yeah,
lasted.
yeah, move on.
It's fun while it lasted, definitely. Anyway, so you know, baseball again reminds me a lot of childhood, and you know, as kids, Mike was obviously, you know, he's obviously the older brother, but he like I always kind of like made sure that I was like learning from his mistakes, because you got in trouble a lot. Let's be real. You got in trouble a lot.
Yeah, I was the poster child.
Yeah.
You know, I would push my limits.
Yeah, there'd be times where it's just like Mike does, you know, some dumb stuff, and then my dad gets pissed at him. And, you know, bell comes out.
Well, you know what? I mean, I think it builds character. I mean, I'm not somebody who plays by the rules. I push my limits. I think somebody's bluffing. I'll figure out a way to push their buttons. Tim over here, you're a little like, I don't know what the word is, like.
I think I know.
You are a rule follower, man. Like, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, there are a lot of things that you should do by the book that I didn't do. So that was one thing. And then also learning not to push, you know, your boundaries. That was another thing what helped you not get in trouble as much. But yeah, for me, you know, you don't know unless you try. So, you know, I was doing stupid stuff.
I mean, my thing was like, to not get in trouble, I was like, I just don't have to do what he does. Every time he got in trouble, I kind of made a mental note. I'm like, don't do that crap. You know, don't, you know, say you're starting.
Then again, there's some things you can get in trouble for.
Yeah, there are some funny things I got in trouble for. There's some funny things you got in trouble for.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't remember them all, but that's just how you are as kids. But fact of the matter is, as a middle child, or as, you know, the younger brother, one of the benefits is, you know, not having to take, you know, much blame or responsibility, because you got your responsibility right here. He's supposed to look after you and stuff sometimes. And when he didn't come through with that, obviously there were consequences. So.
Well, you know what? You know, I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, everybody needs to follow a damn rule. Like, that's so dumb. Like, you need to go out and experience things on your own. Like, don't be a little bitch boy and, like, you know, oh, I'm gonna listen to everything my parents says. No, there's some things you need to figure out on your own, and that's what builds character. Because you could tell the little kids who got coddled and who, you know, went to sleep at 9 o'clock because their parents said so, and who, you know, didn't watch TV during the week, or, you know, who didn't go to parties in high school. No, like, you need to experience some stuff, and you need to go through it to learn, because that's how you mature. Because you know, your parent ain't gonna be there to watch you when you're 25 years old in a big city. No, you gotta find some shit out on your own.
Believe me, I fully understand. I think you know that I've been in trouble on numerous occasions for doing stupid crap. I've had some stuff. Don't just look there and just no. I've done some stuff. I don't know right now, but I've done some stuff.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
I've gotten in trouble for doing stuff.
Case closed.
Okay, whatever.
Case
We
closed.
talked about experiencing things. I don't want to get into much detail of this, but you kind of talk about how I don't even know when you went to your first high school party. You kind of tell me how it went, and when did you go?
It was, what year first of all? Was it senior year, junior year? I really didn't start partying much until my junior year. Freshman,
Really?
sophomore year, I really didn't do much. I mean, I would have parties with like my friends, but like the first like actual party was like probably my junior year. I remember it was at a friend's house. A lot of people were there. I don't know. I just kind of went with it. You know, I got pretty drunk that night. I don't even remember what really happened, but yeah. Let's just say I remember a cool like driving out to the house. walking in the door, you know, toasting a few times, and a few shotguns later, I'm like 10 or 12 beers deep.
How was your first I guess beer? Because obviously, well, first of all, you're not you show up this isn't something you prepare for. You just show up and down one.
Yeah, I mean, shotgunning was easy. I've tasted worse things than beer. Once we got to the IPAs and the hard liquor, that's when things got really fun.
Definitely.
I don't know, I really, this is back when I was a little virgin when it came to parties, so I was like, why are all these pussies, using chasers? It's like, freaking just give me the bottle.
Exactly.
Just take a quarter of it myself. So, yeah, that was not a smart idea. I can see why people use it.
Yeah.
That was a fun. I'm saying it was a very. I developed myself as a person because I found out what my tolerance was, what not to do, where to get to the point where to get a little bit tipsy, and where to pull it back. So that was probably about it.
Definitely. I remember my first high school party. I didn't do anything. And then I realized after that one, it's fun. It was fun. I took maybe one sip of something, and then I just remember, okay, for this next one, I'm gonna actually bring some. So I, I knew a couple people that had, fake IDs or people that knew people that had fake IDs. So he would get me, whatever I needed. So yeah, definitely. My first experience with hard alcohol was probably, it wasn't very fun. So at least I got very dizzy. I got very tipsy. I've never gotten to the point where I've wanted to throw up. I know you have upchucked what you.
Yeah, that was that was not my best one.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of know my limits, like you said, but always be sure to have that one friend that gets it home safe. But yeah, moving on. Anyway, so we got a little game here planned. I know how much Mike likes games, but this one is, since he's my brother, I assume he knows me pretty well. So I'm gonna ask him 10 questions. Let's see let's see if he gets all these right.
So are these questions about you?
These are just
about me.
No, these are regular questions about me.
Okay, so it's
either
about you.
Yeah, either my interests or stuff I like, and again, same, percentages apply in, school, if you don't at least get a 7, that you gotta pass.
You're asking for a lot.
Jeez. Okay, these first two are freebies. All right, the first question is, when's my birthday?
Freaking August 21st, man. Come on.
What year?
01?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 out of 1. All right, next. What's my favorite food?
I don't know. Aren't you like
You know this.
You're like chicken or something?
Yes. There you go. Okay. 2 for 2. All right. This one's a little head-ass question. What is my favorite lift?
What is your favorite lift? To work out?
Well, when I go into the gym, what's the first thing I didn't have any, let's beside the day. What day
I remember I know how gay you are for the bench. I know how
the
gay
bench press / squat.
Yes.
Bench press
Whatever.
/ squat. Either one. So 3 for 3. Not bad. This one's a little preferable. Am I a hot or cold person?
What do you mean
Weather.
hot? I would assume hot.
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't? If you're a cold weather person, you're an absolute psychopath. I don't care about those who are like, oh, I'm a Christmassy person. No, shut up. It's brutal during the wintertime. All these little ups and downs of being cold all the time. You are an absolute Grinch for liking cold weather. I get it if you like it once or twice, but I'm not taking it over summer. No way. No way.
All right, 4 for 4. Pretty good so far. You can keep it up. All right, who's my favorite superhero?
Superhero?
Yeah.
Aren't you like Captain America or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain America. 5 for 5. Wow. What's my favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla?
Jeez.
What are yours?
Crushing this. Yeah, vanilla. 6 for 6.
See, man, these are some wussy ass
questions. All right. Here comes another one. When I move out, what's the first thing I'm investing in? and assuming I have, my financials are straight.
Like investing like in stock or investing in like a
Investing
company?
in like something. It's not a stock, not a company. It's something. Just
So like
take
if
this
I say like you invest.
it's in my house.
It's in your house.
Yeah. It's like something for my house. I know it's pretty big.
I don't know your mortgage.
No. Aside from all the tax BS, what's like one thing? Like, I'm gonna invest in a TV, but it's not that.
I don't know. Hold on.
Think about me. Like, what do I like doing? And
You would invest in probably like food, I would assume.
Food?
I don't know.
I'd invest in food?
Well, yeah, you can invest in anything.
No, I would invest in a home gym.
Oh, of course. Okay. My
So
fault.
6 for 7.
My fault.
Anyway, what's my favorite fast food restaurant besides Popeyes?
Well, McDonald's.
No,
What is
it's
it?
Jack in the Box.
Oh shit. Jack in the Box.
6
is
for
so
8. You
shitty.
got 2 chances left to get to pass. All right. Number 9. Who's my favorite hip hop slash who's my favorite hip hop artist slash rapper? I know this one's kind of tough because you don't really like when we're in the car together. I never really ox. So
I don't know. Aren't you like a Drake or something?
not Drake.
What are you?
Travis Scott.
Okay, Travis Scott.
Okay.
Guilty as charged.
Okay, here's the last one. This is for all the marbles here. You're 6 for 9 right now.
Oh, perfect.
6 for 9. Anyway, what's my favorite clothing brand?
I don't know. Nike.
Passed. Nice. Anyway, so moving on to the next thing. I sent out a question poll on Snapchat, and I got a few responses. So now that Mike's here, we're gonna answer some of these. A lot of these are are a lot on like fitness, and I know how much you like fitness. So here we go. So what was your major reason for getting into lifting slash working out?
I needed something to do after baseball, so.
Well, I think the whole reason why I started working out in the first place was because I had to take that weightlifting class.
Oh, I hated that class. That class made me not lift, so.
Yeah, it was
It
hard.
had an opposite effect on me.
Yeah.
It's just something about a fat teacher telling me what to do. I just wasn't about it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it at first. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. I didn't take it, but after I kind of felt good after finishing the class, I was like, okay, like this isn't bad. And then continue, like if you want to excel in your sport, I feel like, or just the look of your body, something.
People do it for different reasons. People do it because it's your alone time. I do it just because I need something to do. I don't want to become a couch potato.
Yeah.
Even though I
Exactly. It's something to do. Exactly. And I think it's also an outlet kind of like for me. Sometimes like I get mad at stuff and I kind of just let out my anger in the weight room or if I go for a run or something like that. But yeah, definitely. What? Is there something wrong?
No, just read them. Just read them. I'm here.
Okay. Next question. What keeps you motivated to work it? What keeps you motivated to work out at home?
Girls.
Really?
Simple.
Really? I did not know that. I mean, I was just I just do it to stay in shape.
That too.
And also, again, I mean, being stuck inside for almost 2 months, working out kind of clears out a good hour and a half sometimes. Anything being active, so the thing that keeps me motivated is just kind of to maintain strength or the look or whatever. But obviously, people sometimes have different motivations. But either way,
Nothing wrong with it.
there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so the last one is what's your workout routine? You gotta just like a weekly.
Like,
I don't know, like what do you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Let's just say that. I know.
so like, are we talking about like when we had school or when we didn't have, or like in the summer?
It doesn't say. So.
Okay. I'll just do the school one just because that we're in school most of the time. Usually, so during school, what I would do. This is back when I hurt my shoulder. I was rehabbing, so I couldn't. I wouldn't work out at the gym. I would work out here. Basically, I'd wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and then I would come into here, and I would go on the bike for a cool 40 minutes to an hour, and then I would do like mini circuits in between every 10 minutes and almost circuit it, and then I would shower off, go to school. I had an 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock class, and then I would come back, and then I had my physical therapy class because of my shoulder, so I had to gain more range of motion and try to work on my flexibility after rehabbing it. So then after that, I'd come home. I would take like a 2-hour walk because I want to stay active, and then I would come back, and then I would do another hour of cardio on the bike, and then I would intertwine my like some light dumbbells or some like flexibility training that I was working on in physical therapy, and then I would go to my 5 o'clock class, and then I had class until like 8 or 9 o'clock. So then like that was kind of like my day, and then I would study at night.
Nice.
So like that was like my routine during the school year.
Yeah, I think like it's good to kind of have like a routine, especially in college. Like in my kind of first years, kind of hard to get into a routine, but once I kind of got into that routine, the school year kind of got a lot quicker. So yeah, definitely. I think you guys know my routine by now, hopefully. So yeah, that's all the questions. But anyways, we're gonna kind of move to the last thing here. You completed your 2 years at Las Positas, and you're gonna be transferring to 4-year school.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna reveal your top 4. I know you're not gonna decide which one you're gonna go to yet. You're gonna announce that next week.
I'll announce it whenever I feel like.
Later on. So we're gonna get done with this final 4. Can you list your final 4 for us right now?
So I got into a handful of good schools. My final 4 came down to just preference, just atmosphere, just So my final 4 it's coming down to Ohio State, in Columbus, and then Oregon University in Eugene, San Jose State, obviously down the highway, and then San Diego State down south. So those are my 4 ones that are my top ones, and that's where I'm going to decide from.
Definitely. So Ohio State, Oregon, San Jose State, San Diego State.
Yeah.
Those are the 4.
Yeah.
Do you have any like particular reason why you like selected those schools to apply to in the first place? Preferably Ohio State and Oregon. Let's do the out of states first.
Out of states first?
Yeah.
Alright. I applied to Oregon. We went up there a few summers ago, so it was nice to view the campus. It was a really nice campus, and then they have sports, and it's a great place. That was a big reason. It has a pretty good business program. This is my major. I'm a marketing major, so it has a really good business program. So that was a big reason why I considered Oregon. And then Ohio State was something where I didn't actually think I would get into. It's got a top 30 or 20 business program in the country, so that's big. I love football, and Ohio State has obviously they're the best program in the country, in my opinion. And honestly, it's just something about being up in Columbus that's like it's a big like family tradition. That place carries weight wherever you go. So that's a big reason I consider Ohio State over for say like a Michigan or like other schools that have very good business programs, but I wasn't really interested in. So leading on from that, I would say my California schools, I got into a lot of good ones. I got into like
Fullerton?
Yeah, Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach, got into San Francisco State. A lot of schools that I would go. One, for some reason, San Diego State stood out. That was one place where when I left high school, I said I'm going to end up here. And San Diego State was one place that I had my mind on for a long time. And just the campus is awesome. There's nothing wrong being in San Diego. We're 75 degrees year round. The girls, obviously, if you don't know by now, that's a big factor. So, that is the hub for California girls. And then I don't know, man. Like it's just something about being in Southern California. just vibes, and it's actually got a pretty good business program. They're very picky. I didn't get in at first out of high school, but once I got to community college, I didn't think I was going to get in, but I was able to pull it off. And that was one place where I had my mind set for like a long time when I was going to community college. So that was like a big goal of mine. And then the last one, which is San Jose State. San Jose State, like they carry a lot, like they got a really good program as well. It's right in the heart of Silicon Valley, and it's just something about it's pretty close. It's easy to commute to. It's just something about like you don't have to rent a place.
Definitely.
You can travel from home, which really made it easy. It was actually funny. I really didn't think much of San Jose State, but like for a little bit, like there was like a little bit where like I had like this thing for this girl and she was going to San Jose State, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll track over there. But I don't know. I need to make a decision for myself, and I was like, do I really want to go here? And I don't know. I mean, the big part, what really carries a lot of weight is that it's close, especially during this time. It's really close. Like I don't have to worry about commuting. It's a 30-minute drive, and it's right in the heart of Silicon Valley. So that was a big reason for San Jose State. But all in all these schools have a lot of great options, and all of them, are unique in their own way. And I feel like there's really no problem going either one. I can flip a coin on all of these.
Definitely. Yeah, and you know just as well that I've been able to see you kind of flourish these past couple of years. Like you really got like serious with your studies. You got serious with school, because I know in high school you kind of took your foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, man. High school I freaking let loose. I didn't care. I pulled a 3.4 without even trying. If I would have tried, I could have gotten a lot better. But I really took my foot off the gas in high school, and you know what? I don't regret it.
Definitely.
I think junior college had its perks.
Yeah, but I definitely think like you were able to kind of like you kind of found yourself. Not saying that you weren't yourself before, but like academically you took it more seriously.
Yeah,
you went to office hours. Yeah, you got great grades. You
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you became a pretty damn smart. You're already a decently smart guy.
Here's the thing about a lot of people think like you need to be smart. You don't need to be smart. You just need to know smart people. You know smart people, it rubs off on you a little bit. So just you don't need to be the smartest one in the room. You just gotta know who it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, like it's cliche to say like, oh yeah, keep studying hard, you're gonna accomplish whatever you want. That's not true. There's some things you won't be able to accomplish. I'm not smart enough. I can't be a lawyer. I can't be a doctor. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's places in the world for people like me. There's places in the world for people who study to be lawyers or be medical doctors. Not everything needs to be super scripted out to where a certain path is the absolute end all be all. And you know what? Like, fuck whoever says you need some kind of credibility from others around you. You don't need jack shit because you don't owe anybody anything. And honestly, that's when I learned the quicker I learned that I don't owe anybody anything, and that I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about what I'm gonna do. That's when it really let loose. I was like, I finally found out who I am, because I used to search for all this credibility. I need to be, I need to validate everything that I do, based on the people who I hang around, based off of what other people think of me, and that's simply not true. And it took a while for me to figure out, but the sooner you figure out, the happier life is going to be, and honestly, it's so much easier. So much easier once you figure that out. So.
Definitely. Well, you got a pretty big decision to make. 4 great schools all have their perks. I think you're going to do just fine in either one. And honestly, like you said, each one, I don't think there'd be an issue with you going in whichever one that you select. So hope that decision comes easy. So if you guys want to kind of follow and see what Mike's final decision is, follow him on Instagram. We'll probably post something about it in the near future. I'll leave that on the screen. But yeah, that's gonna kind of do it, man. Really appreciate you coming on. I know, like, when I first started doing this, I kind of just, put out an episode and then you kind of saw it later on. So like, I always wanted to get you on a podcast. So it was really, sick to kind of get you on this one to kind of wrap it up. But I appreciate you coming on and kind of sharing your thoughts with us. And that is gonna pretty much do it for this kind of series, these first 8 episodes of this podcast. Really appreciate you guys for watching these past 8 weeks and kind of, just seeing what I'm doing over here. I really appreciate everyone that's, kind of reached out and told me, the good things you've heard from this. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, kind of just gonna rest up a little bit, maybe focus on some other things. And do some more videos in the meantime, but really thank you guys for tuning in one more time. Make sure you guys go check out the other 7 episodes with 7 other great guests. So do that for me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe down below. Check out Mike's links. I'll leave them in the description below. And yeah, I was about to say see you guys for the next one, but you know what, just kind of stay safe, and hopefully like this virus thing will end soon. But if you guys need anything, just hit me up, and we'll get something going. So thank you for watching. See you later.